finally off, I headed to the Missing Persons Bureau and asked them to check whether the girl was still alive. The clerk told me that it's hard to find her. I transferred the footage onto my computer and went through it, looking for any details I could find. Based on the quality and the timeline, it appeared to have been shot about 20 years ago. I reported my findings to Mrs. Christian and requested access to all of her husband's financial records. Then I printed out some stills from the video and noticed a pentagram tattoo on the killer's hand. After a month of digging, I finally matched the girl in the video to a missing persons file. Her name was Mary. She vanished 20 years ago. So I posed as a missing persons investigator and showed up at her mother's house, asking about the circumstances before Mary disappeared. I learned that Mary hated her stepfather. The two of them fought constantly. One day she stormed out and never came back, but she didn't pack a single piece of clothing or leave a note behind. I asked to see Mary's belongings, and Janet took me to her daughter's room. Inside the toilet tank, I found a diary wrapped in a plastic bag. Tucked inside was a letter. The letter said Mary had run away to chase her dream of becoming a star with her boyfriend. Once I got the boyfriend's name, I drove straight to Eddie's father's house. I told him I was an old buddy of Eddie's. He told me if I wanted to find Eddie, I'd have to visit him in prison. I went to the prison and found Eddie on a work detail. He told me that shortly after Mary got to Hollywood, she hooked up with some director and dumped him. He suggested I check out some of the underground spots. I started in Hollywood, asking around to see if anyone recognized Mary, then hit up a few underground bars. On my way back, I passed an adult bookstore and went in to see if Mary's face showed up in any of the magazines. As I was about to pay, I found a mask, the same kind the killer wore in the video. Back at my place, I replayed the footage while flipping through the magazines to compare faces. That's when I caught a shadow. I rewound the tape, froze the frame, and walked right up to the screen. Sure enough, there was a second person in the room behind the killer. I printed that frame out immediately. The next day, I took the image to a photo lab and had it digitally enhanced. It turned out to be the back of a man's head. Then it hit me. The people who produce this kind of tape usually move their product through underground channels. So I went back to that adult bookstore and told the owner I was looking to buy something special. Max figured he had a big spender on his hands and took me to an underground market. I picked out 2 tapes with content disturbingly similar to how Mary had been killed. While watching the tapes, I realized the woman in both of them was the same person, and nothing about it looked like acting. Through talking with Max, I found out that the women in these videos all came from a homeless shelter. The next day I went there. When the nun saw Mary's photo, she said she recognized the girl. She led me to a storage room and pointed to a Mary's suitcase on the shelf. I opened it up. Beside some clothes, there was a diary. Inside the diary was a note about her dream of making it big, and on the back was a phone number and company name. I drove straight there. When I got to the guy in charge, I pulled out Mary's photo and asked if he'd ever seen this girl. The second his eyes hit the photo, he froze for a solid 5 seconds. Then he looked back down, said he didn't recognize her, and walked off. I knew right then he was hiding something, so I rented a room across the street from his company. That night, I snuck into Dino's office and planted a bug in his phone. Then I went back to my room and sat by the window, watching and listening around the clock.